Good evening, fellow gamers. You have Jay here and my beautiful wife, Deborah. We are the owners of No Limelight Productions. We produce a tabletop game that's called Prosperon, a Bio-Cyberpunk RPG. And tonight we're bringing you episode 19 of Echo's Redemption Story. So, I want to thank you guys for listening in to the podcast. My wonderful wife here, the bookkeeper, is what I now call her. She keeps track of every single game that we play. I'm gonna have her go over episode 18 today, so you guys know what happened in the last episode, and then we're gonna jump right into the action. So, Deb, you want to give us a rundown?
Be like an announcer voice. Last time on Echo's Redemption. So we saw Zane's ex-girlfriend Victoria. She hooked us up with some fighting men, and they helped get us into the building that we needed to get into. So there was a group of 5 of them, but we got into the building. They left with Marcus, because Marcus was going to come with us, but we were like, there's no way he's getting in there on a wheelchair. So he just made sure that Echo knew how to upload the entity. And she did. So it was Zane, Echo, and Nancy entered the building, and we made it in, no problems. Went through a sewage grate underneath, came up right beside the building, and came in the door, and nobody was there. We were good. We got in and didn't find the upload node, and went into a different room, and there were 2 robots, AI robots. So we had to fight these 2 bots, and we succeeded. And so then Echo uploaded the AI human thing, and then we said, all right, then Echo realized it was a Helix medical facility, and we said, okay, well, we gotta get out of here now that it's uploaded. And we got to the roof, there was an AV up there, and as Zane struggled to get the AV going, there were a bunch of agents and bots coming up the stairs headed towards us, and Echo threw up a hologram of Zane with his thunder hammer to slow him down, and it worked. So they were sitting there shooting at the hologram while we were getting the AV going, and Zane took off, and we looked behind us and saw there were 10 agents on the roof.
Yeah, so they made their daring escape. They had seconds to spare. Zane failed. Actually, he botched his first roll. But since Echo had set a hologram trap practically, it kind of distracted the guards, and they were able to make their great escape. And that was the end of that session. And now we're on to session number 19, and we've got some good stuff lined up for you. Session 19, babe, is going to take place a month after your daring escape.
Right.
So we're going to kind of talk about what Echo would have been doing for this month. What are some things that Echo would have liked to have gotten done?
So she'd still have been working for the contract company, the security office, and also working to get in with Danica's crew, and finding out everything she can about Danica and saving that on her offshore server.
Alright, so I'm going to give you actually, go ahead and give me a influence and social roll.
Alright.
Give me 2 of them.
First one, 16 and 4. 16 is not a success, but a 4 is on the skill.
Alright, so that's a semi-success. Alright, so I'll say that you're actually able to accumulate some more information on Danica.
Okay.
You don't have anything that's too too incriminating. But you do have a few things on her that you store on your offshore server. And go ahead and give me one more roll.
Which the 5 is a success, so it's another semi.
Another semi-success?
Yeah.
All right, so pretty much same thing. You're not getting anything that's too incriminating, but you are getting some of her, like, more to do with her social life. Like you found out that she recently had an affair with someone. Just stuff like that. Stuff that the CEO might not get fired for, especially in Arco Prime. But it still looks bad on her. So you have all that uploaded to your offshore account, and then you can choose to give it to Diana to do a story on the underletter whenever you feel ready, whenever you feel you have enough evidence against her to bury her.
Mm-hmm. So just general bad info. Nothing, you said nothing that would get her fired?
Yeah, nothing that's gonna bury her yet. So you might want to sit on it and then kind of dump a lot at one time if you're, you know. Yeah. Because if you give her Diana the story now, you know, and then when the story is released, you know, she's gonna kind of know, she's gonna cover her tracks better from there on out.
Yeah. If you start doing a little at a time, she'll start having explanations for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So better just do like an info dump.
Mm-hmm. You think they want to go outside? Sorry, our puppies are being extremely loud over here. So I think I'm going to put them outside for a little bit. I'll be right back, guys. Come on, guys. Come on. You want to go outside? Come on. Come on.
It is playtime.
Alright, I do apologize for that, guys. I let the dogs out, so now we can have some peace and quiet. But yeah, so it's a dark evening. You're at Neuralink at the moment. You're closing up shop. It's late. You worked a hard day today. You are in the cybersecurity sector. You know, you work with computers and things of that nature. And Danica has you doing odd jobs here and there for the last month too. That's how you were able to dig up so much dirt. Gotcha. You're in your office. You just you just shut off your laptop. And what would you like to do after a long day?
Go get a couple of drinks.
All right. So we'll say you have a favorite spot you like to go to. You want to go to Rachel's?
Yeah.
All right. Rachel hasn't had much work lately. So over the past month, you haven't had any big jobs, big contracts of any sort. But yeah, you hop on your Lamineer Astro bike. You got a fat wad of cash. You made a lot of money. You got your 10,000 from the second job, plus your 10,000 from Diana. Is there anything you're wanting to buy around town? Anything you want to purchase? You want to see what's available?
I don't think I'm good right now.
You just got a new apartment, didn't you?
Yeah, I've got the private apartment now.
Yep.
So no, I think I'm good right now.
You good? All right. So you head over to Rachel's place, who's in the she's not in the silver corridor, which is, you know, above the clouds, but she is on ground level. So she's not in the substrates either. Mm-hmm. And you get to Rachel's place and you park the Lamineer Astro bike. And you head in.
Yes.
All right, you head in. No sign of Rachel. The place is pretty dead. It's not real busy. It's a weekday. But you know a familiar face. You have the bartender, Tommy, and he's sitting at the bar polishing some glasses. It's a bit of a somber night. It's a bit misty. It's very cloudy with a big overcast, but surprisingly no rain. It's not raining, which is rare for Arco Prime.
Yeah. So I'll plop down at the bar and be like, "Hey, Tommy, I want my usual."
How's it going, Flint Dropper?
Yeah.
I gotcha. He starts pouring, mixing drinks, slides it over to you, and there you go. Best Flint Dropper in all of Arco Prime. Enjoy, Echo.
Thank you. So, Echo will take it like a shot.
Oh, you're just gonna slam it, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, he says another.
Yeah.
So he mixes up another one for you, slides it over to you. He pours himself a shot. He says, "Cheers."
Cheers.
He chink, clink. He slams his. Bam! He slams it on the table or on the bar table, and he says, "Another."
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. He pours you another Flint Dropper. He pours himself a shot of whiskey. Cheers.
Cheers.
Clink. You slam another one, and he says, "All right, that's enough for me. I am the bartender here."
Yeah, I think I better stop there too.
All right, so you guys have a few drinks. You're having a good time. You and Tommy are laughing. You're talking about your day at work, whatever you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You could have
telling them funny computer stories.
You're telling them about cybersecurity attacks and things like that.
Yeah, and some of the dumb things people do. Be like, yeah, that guy thought that this was for that, and why would you think that?
Right.
Like that.
You might want to put your mic a little bit closer to you.
Oh, is it?
There you go.
Okay.
All right. So, funny enough, you hear footsteps outside, like big, heavy, like somebody's wearing some big, heavy boots.
All right.
The door flings open, and in comes Zane, your main man. He walks over to you. He said, "Ha! I figured I'd catch you here."
You want a shot too?
Yeah, deal me in.
All right.
He said,
a few more shots with Zane.
All right. Zane sits down, slams a few whiskey shots, and he looks at you. He says, "So, been pretty busy this last month?"
Oh, you better believe it.
He says, "I've been kind of busy myself. As a matter of fact, I've got a proposition for you."
Oh, what's that?
He says, "Have another drink with me, and I want you to go for a ride with me."
Oh, okay. I'll go with you.
So you guys have another drink. He says, "Now, I don't condone drinking and driving, but it's a good thing that I have what do they call it? Auto driving, whatever."
Yeah.
It's the future, so there's definitely auto driving on these cars.
Yeah. So not just cruise control.
Yeah.
Autopilot.
Autopilot. There you go. That's what I was thinking of. Autopilot. He says, "All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah,
I got
so
something."
for all our listeners, don't drink and drive.
He says, "I got
We
something."
don't have autopilot.
Yes, we do not drink and drive. Matter of fact, we don't even drink in real life.
Yeah, that's true.
So you guys head out to the Alicon Workhorse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you actually get out to the garage, 1 second. Give me just a minute. I gotta pull something up. When you get out to the garage, you notice that the Alicon Workhorse is not loaded into the garage bay. Instead, Zane is doing well for himself. And where's it at? Zane's doing well for himself. And you see a Telemac V5S parked. A sleek hypercar It has camouflage exterior coating. It has military grade encryption on its systems. Has hidden weapon compartments. It also comes equipped with high-powered weaponry. So this car has actual weapons built into it.
Nice.
And he says, "What do you think?"
He said, "That is one nice car. I think it's a tank."
Well, it's actually more of a sleek hypercar. Yeah, it's not like his Alicon workhorse or a rhinoceros.
Gotcha.
So think of it more as like a Lamborghini or a Ferrari.
Oh my god, you're moving up in the world, Zane.
He says, "I'm trying. Somebody's got to." He says, "Hop in. Let's go for a ride."
All right, I'm coming.
All right, so you guys hop in the VS5, and you guys take off. You guys head up a little bit further, not quite to the Silver Corridor. Or no, actually, you guys go into the substrates. I forgot. You get to the substrates, and he parks around the corner, and he says, "All right, this is the spot." He says, "Follow me." And he says, "All right, stop here." And then he comes. He takes a bandana and he puts it around your eyes so you can't see. He says, "I got a surprise for you."
All right.
And then he kind of walks you over and turns you towards something, and then he takes the bandana off. And in front of you is a massive club that Zane managed to cobble together. It's actually a good-looking building. It's already complete. It's finished. And he says, "I want you to be my partner."
Like, that is amazing, Zane.
He says, "I bought this club. I want you to be the face. I'll run security. We'll both own it. We go half and half."
Okay, I'm in.
He says, "I got a perfect name for it.
What's that?
ERC. Echoes Reverb Chamber.
I like it.
It's gonna have 3 stories. It's gonna have 3 different clubs. We're gonna have a floor with rock and metal. We're gonna have a floor with hip hop. We're gonna have a floor with techno. It's gonna be phenomenal," he says. He says, "I've already rented out the place. We got it for 6 months. I've already been working on it for the past month. I've even got the ERC sign ready because I knew you'd love it."
Mm-hmm.
And then he pulls out his watch and he hits a beep, 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 hits a few buttons on it, and then the lights pop on in the place, and it lights up like a neon sign, and then your ERC sign flickers to life. ERC, and then underneath says Echoes Reverb Chamber.
Alright, man, Zane, you really went above and beyond.
He says, "Well, this month has been a very prosperous month for me, I should say."
Well, that's good.
Let's just say, with that 20 grand that we got, I went to the Tamir tables.
You did a little gambling, huh?
Oh yeah. Went to the Silver Corridor, came back 200 grand richer.
That's amazing.
He says, "You want to take a tour inside?"
Let's go.
Alright, so you guys step in. You guys walk around, you see the dance floor. It's got 3 levels. This is the first level. It's a really nice club.
Mm-hmm.
Zane says, "What do you think?"
Yeah. We got a room set up for people to rent out for like VR games.
We can make it happen. This is your business too.
I think we should do that.
We can do that. I'll have them work on it in the morning.
If as busy as I'm gonna start getting with this, I probably should lay off the cybersecurity contracting.
He says, "Well, if you want to bury Danica, I know it's a little bit more on top of your your work hour week, but don't worry. I know you're working on the Danica case right now, but and ultimately, I know you still need to save those kids. That was your first mission, and we'll get to that. He said, I got a plan for that. He says, you ever heard anything from Marcus or Diana?
No, not yet.
He says, funny enough, he said, I got an encrypted message, and he says, well, let me show you. He sends it to you. He sends it to your ocular lens, kind of like a text message. And the message has a number on it, and the message has your name in it. Actually, it has your name, Zane's name, and a number. And he says, you didn't receive this message?
I didn't get it.
Okay, so you have been so busy with work, and you've been so busy with calls and doing things, you actually did receive this message. You just spaced on it.
Wait a minute. Go back through my old messages. Like, oh, I guess I did get it.
He says, if you got it too, maybe we should make the call. He says, I didn't make the call because I thought maybe I'd get you in trouble, or he says, maybe we should make the call. He said, I've been itching for another adventure.
Yeah, let's call him.
All right, so you make the call. The phone rings, and then you hear a voice on the other end, and it's a scrambled voice. It's a voice in disguise, and it says, "Is this Echo?
Speaking.
Echo, is Zane with you?"
He's here.
He says, "You don't know who this is, and you don't know who I am, and you probably have no reason to trust me." But she says, or the voice says, you can't tell what it is. It sounds kind of robotic. And the voice says, I can really help you bury Danica and save those kids.
Oh. Saving the kids is first priority.
You familiar with the Noir district?
Partially. Right? I'm only partially familiar with it.
Yeah, you're familiar. You've been to the Noir district. Yep. Give me a minute here. One second. Sorry. I'm going through my notes here. Okay, the voice says, Norrell District, the Warden Building. Meet me on top of the Warden Building. Fast as you can, I'll be waiting for you.
We're on our way.
Zane claps his hands together, and he kind of slides his hands back and forth together, and he says, ooh, time for another adventure.
Well, let's get this show on the road, Mr. Zane.
He says, hey, I'm glad you liked the club. Can't wait to make lots of money with you.
Yes, that'll be good.
All right. So
you already got people hired for like the front door, and
he says, well, I was gonna run security and I was gonna allow you to run the day-to-day. We're only gonna be a nightclub. We're not gonna be open 24. We're not gonna be open all hours of the day, or all hours until we can get enough staff to run this place all day. For now, we're just gonna be open from like 5 to 3 or something like that.
All right. So after this mission, probably need to start looking for some staff.
He says, you got it.
All right.
He says, hop in. You guys hop in the VS5 sleek hypercar. He revs it, and he looks at you, and he says, hold on to your britches. Boom! And he takes off. Alright, so you guys arrive at the Norrell district. It takes you a few hours. It's like I said, it takes a while to get through these different districts, especially with all traffic and things of that nature. But you arrive to the Norrell district, and you arrive at the Warden building. Now you know the Warden building is pretty much a corporate hellhole. Like it's the Warden building is where the Norrell district is where all the work takes place. It's practically like a slave trade. That's where a lot of the manufacturing. It's a lower tier district, and it's not like the Silver Corridor or where you come from.
All right.
Yeah, you come from the Silver Corridor district. The Norrell district is like leagues below the Silver Corridor. You know, it's the working class. You know, a lot of poor folks. But you do arrive to the Warden building, and you guys walk in. You guys head up to the top. Nobody even questions you. It's that run down. It's pretty run down. And you get to the top. You open the door to the top of the building. You look in front of you in the darkness. The clouds are starting to part, and the moonlight's coming through. And there is there's a woman sitting on the edge smoking a cigarette. And she's kind of like this. She's kind of got her hand like this.
I'll look at her and say, those things will kill you.
She flicks it out into the distance, off the roof, and she says, "Well, good thing my mom taught me better, but I don't always listen to my mom," she says. And she comes up and she says, "It's about time. I've been waiting for you guys to get a hold of me for a while now."
It's been a crazy month.
She says, "I'm Leah Laurel." She says, "Thank you for releasing me."
So you were the one in that box.
She says, "That was me. She says, I was Danica's little secret. But that secret's out now," she says.
You sure are.
And she says, "We have a lot to talk about." She asks you to follow her. Or actually, she has, like, on this roof, there's, like, a few tables that are set up. And this is where workers go to smoke and,
Their break room.
And she takes a seat on one of the chairs, and she asks you guys to take a seat. She says, "I got a story for you."
All right.
She says, about 1,500 years ago, after the humans arrived on Prosperon, they discovered something that you may have never even heard of, but the corporations keep it a secret, especially Neuralink and Helix Medical. They discovered something called the syntax node.
Is that related to sinometry?
It is. You see, I didn't know what sinometry was until this past month. I'd done a lot of studying. And, let's just say I'm not human, but I am real. I'm not AI either, she says. She says, "I come from an ancient race, one that lived here long before you ever stepped foot here. An ancient race called the Zentharian people. And my spirit has been floating in an endless void in a syntax node where I escaped years ago after my kind were betrayed by a horrible faction called the Elith Khan. And let's just say Neuralink ripped me out of that node. They found one syntax node, but there are hundreds of thousands of them. The syntax nodes powered our entire civilization. We didn't have any issues with power crisis. We had all the energy we could ever need through the syntax nodes. They connected us like a web across the galaxy.
Wow.
Yes. And now, when she found me, my soul, she fused it with artificial intelligence, which is why I'm a bit more advanced than I once was. I can think faster. I can memorize things faster. It's kind of an upgrade, even though I have to fight the AI sometimes. And then she says,
And you're willing to help us take down Danica and free those kids?
She says, oh, you have no idea. They're going down.
Well, I'm happy you feel that way.
She says, have you ever heard? She says, I know you never heard this term, but there's something called the Lior Mordu.
It sounds French.
Right? She says it means lost army. And Danica is trying to find these lost army nodes. And it has millions of soldiers ready to go for my kind. These biomechanical shells that are unstoppable. They're built for violence and death and destruction. And Danica's trying to locate this lost node. There's several of them. But we need to find them first. Now, I don't know where they're at, but I know how to find them.
Should we find a way to slow Danica down at the same time? Maybe leave a false trail?
We can do something like that, she says. Yeah, that could work. She says, what were you thinking?
Well, you have an idea of how to find the nodes? If there's something we can do to put that information out there where when she encrypts it, it points the wrong direction.
Oh, I see what you're saying. A little misdirection.
Yeah.
She says that could work. What avenue were you thinking? A media outlet? She might be a little cautious if it just pops up in her email.
Right, no. What is she searching through now? Like, what modes is she following, do you know?
She says, I have no idea.
So we can falsify some records. Yeah. She's attacking my leg.
Oh, is she? Leah says, I like that idea. Tell me more.
Yeah, so if there's like an old lab or something where some of these nodes are, or the node was, maybe we can hide some fake records in that lab, and as she's going through it, this will point her the wrong direction.
You mean like a node that she's already found?
Or if there's one she hasn't found yet but it's close to finding.
Well, it's gonna take us some. I mean, are you good with finding information like this?
Sometimes luck is on my side.
She says, well, we do have a Nexus Link connection. Would that help you?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Okay. So she stands up, and Zane stands up, and she takes you back into the Norrell Warden office, the Warden District office. She walks you guys to old kind of beat up room. It's kind of run down, but it does have an old Nexus node connected in there. She says, "Here you go."
I'll be like, alright, let's see what we can do. So I'll throw a system bypass.
System bypass, yeah.
Let's see, a 5 is a success
On your
for
attribute?
cognition, yeah.
Nice.
But then my technical skills, I failed and botched.
Oh.
8 and 10.
Ooh, okay. So that brings you down to just a simple failure.
Okay.
So that means you can't try again. Yeah, you didn't botch. So you attempt to connect and bypass into Neuralink's Nexus server, but unfortunately, come on, guys. But unfortunately, when you attempt to do it, you're unable to initiate the handshake and get through. But they didn't find you out, though.
Alright, so I'll try one more time. Like, let's try this a different way. And I rolled a 15 is not a success, a 4, and a 9. The 4 is a success.
So you got a partial?
Yeah.
All right, so you got a semi-success. So yes, you are able to hack in, and you're in, but you don't know what else is in there. But you are in, and you slide into the Nexus, and then now when you reappear into the Nexus, you're now inside of it. You look around and you see this giant office building, and then you see these dark purple clouds up in the sky. This is how they made the node look. It looks almost like something out of Gotham City. It's like this old ancient style building with the big gargoyles and stuff. And this is what the node looks like, and it puts you right outside of the building, right outside of the gate. And when you look into the building, or look towards the building, inside the gate, you see these giant wolf-like creatures. They're digital creatures that are roaming the Nexus node server.
Okay. So I want to do a focus boost, which will add 1 cognition.
Okay.
Plus 1. So this is sonometry. And I just failed.
You failed it?
Yeah, because I got a 5.
You didn't botch, did you?
I got a 5 for attribute, which would have been success, but then I got a 9 and a 10.
Yeah, that would be a failure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you tried. So you don't botch, so that's good.
I don't manage to.
But you don't manage to. You don't cause a syntax bleed, which is good.
Yeah.
But you also don't get the benefit of the buff.
Yeah.
So you kind of start to conjure your sonometry magic, and you try to influence it and increase your cognition, and unfortunately, you fail the roll.
Yeah. Okay. Guess I'm not doing that.
But there are these 2 giant wolf-like, scary entities that are roaming the yard of this office building in the Nexus node and on the server.
Okay. So would threat assessment help me here?
Yeah, definitely.
Let's do that. 8. Awareness is resilience or cognition?
For what?
For what does awareness go under? For what?
Cognition.
Cognition? Okay, that's a success then. A 2 is a success, a 10 is not.
Okay, so
So the 2 and the 10 cancel each other out, right?
now the 10's gonna cancel out the
The 8?
cancel one of it'll cancel that out. Yeah.
So then it's just a success.
You got a
with the 2.
semi success.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a semi success. So you still get information, but the only information you get is that your threat assessment, when you scan these two creatures, these two digital creatures, it tells you that they're basically just they're on high alert, very high alert, and they will attack at will. So if you breach these walls, you know this thing is on that high of alert. They're instantaneously programmed to attack any entity that crosses into their vicinity.
Can I try to be stealthy?
You can, and you can buy hacks, and whenever you're in the Nexus, you can bring up this list, and you can buy hacks out of the Nexus black market.
Okay.
Would you like to look through some?
Yes, please.
All right, so Deb is first time inside the Nexus, which is a body transference. No, I think you've been in the Nexus before, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me bring up the book here. Okay, and I'm gonna put you over with the Nexus hacks, which is at the end of the book. Okay. Legacy net. The hack list. Legacy and Nexus hack. Let's see, hack list. I think this is that's the Legacy hack list. We need the Nexus hack list. Okay, so here's the Nexus hack list. You can go through some of those and get yourself some abilities. You can also fight with your hands in here too.
Okay.
But there are hacks that you can also utilize. Hey everybody, so currently my wife is looking through the book. She wants to purchase some hacks so she can help fight these creatures. And the thing about the Nexus is basically the Nexus is like a virtual environment. It's like the internet or VR, virtual reality, but you literally upload your soul into these servers. And these servers can look however the owner of the server, like the what do you call them? What are like the admin or whatever? Mm-hmm. However the admin wants the server to look like, they can design it however they want, and when you load into it, that's what you see. So that's why this node is designed to look scary and ominous, and it has these giant wolf-like creatures they have like their giant claws. This is all digital, but they're designed to warn off any hackers who are trying to hack into these locations. Does it have the prices of them too?
Yes.
Okay.
So, I want to buy the overcloak.
All right.
Is there a limit to how many I can buy?
No, as many as you want, as much money as you have.
Okay. So the overcloak is a tier 2.
Okay.
So it is it's a tier 3.
Okay.
So it is 1,500.
Okay. Oh, I didn't think about that. Maybe there is a limit. Yeah, I'm gonna say that you can buy more as you go, but to stop people from just overloading on hacks, I'm gonna say you can only get so many when you enter the Nexus. So I'm gonna say you can get 3.
3? Okay. Not the overcloak.
But for everybody who's listening, I'll leave that to GM discretion on how many hacks you'll allow people to buy. That is something I don't have written into the rules yet. Maybe that's something I'll put, like how many, that would be cool to have something kind of like Cyberpunk, how you can only hold so much RAM or hold so many hacks. Maybe I'll work something like that. But as of now, there's unlimited hacks.
Sorry, I said the wrong one. I meant the Code Cloak.
Code Cloak, okay.
Yeah, Code Cloak. It's a tier 2.
Okay.
I cannot spell tonight. Code Cloak. And it gives temporary invisibility.
Nice.
For 1d4 minutes.
Nice. That's amazing. That's perfect for this.
Ability.
And how does it say after that? How many times can you use it?
It can be used once per Nexus dive.
Ah, nice. So
I can only use it once.
Right.
And after being activated in the server, it cannot be used again in the same server for 24 hours.
Okay.
But if you change servers,
you can use it
you
again.
Can use it again.
Okay. Yep.
And so that one is 750 crypto.
Nice. I'd say that's definitely well worth it.
Yeah. Let's see, 2 more. Potentially.
Yep. You can get 2 more if you find any you like.
The Crash Protocol.
Okay. What's that one do?
It makes 3 damage and forces the enemy to skip their next action.
Nice. Good
and
one.
And it can only be used on 1 enemy per round.
Okay.
And it is a tier 3, so that's 1500. So 750 and 1500 is 2250. And so now 19975 minus 2250 is 527. So 17725 is how much I have left.
That's what you have left? All right. You're still sitting good. You still have plenty enough for your rent and everything.
Yeah, I think I'll just stick with those 2 right now.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So now you have an invisibility cloak, which is amazing. It'll at least get you in.
Yes. Alright, so then I roll the d4.
Okay.
To see how long it lasts.
Yep. Come on, 4.
3.
Nice. 3 minutes. Almost a 4.
Alright, so I'm going to go in past these creatures and go to the closest door.
Alright, so you pop on the cloak. Bloop, bloop, bloop. You toss the hack out. You look just like the freaking Predator, how the cloak goes on. And Arnold Schwarzenegger says, "Where'd you go?" No, you're able to bypass the gate. Go ahead and give me a physical roll.
A 4.
Success.
And a 3.
Ooh, 2 successes.
Yes.
All right, so you're able to easily climb over this gate. No problems. You smoke right over this gate, and you book it to the door, and you just pass right by these 2 creatures. They don't even see you. You rolled a good physical roll. They don't even hear you because that was an amazing physical roll. And you make it to the front door. And you walk in.
Alright, now I'm in the building.
Yep, now you're in the building. I don't have a representation on the map here, so I should have found one for this building, but I didn't know you were going to be going into the Nexus. I'm just making all this up.
That's all good.
Okay, but you are in the building. And so the outside of the building looked all dark and looked like something out of Gotham City. But on the inside of the building, it looks like a clean white walls. It looks very, very static.
So we're on the outside. I would have been looking for Batman. Now I'm looking for Bruce Wayne.
Right. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. Very clean in here. Very, almost clinical, like a hospital, like a really clean hospital.
Alright. So I will stay sneaky
Okay.
and just go to the first office, I guess.
All right. So high or low?
Low.
Low. Ooh, nice. You rolled a 6. You rolled
Nice.
low. Okay. So that could mean good news for you. You make it to the first room. And go ahead and you find another. You find these filing cabinets. They're like these digital filing cabinets, and
So now I need to do system bypass
system bypass.
or digital data extraction.
Oh, digital data extraction.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry. Digital data extraction.
11, 8, and 6. So the 11 is not a success. The 8 is not a success, but the 6 is.
Okay. So you're able to. So you're going through and you find some information. What kind of information were you looking for again?
What type of, where they are on finding nodes?
Okay, yeah, I'll say you find some information on their most recent node location. Is actually it's actually another node that's right outside of Arco Prime, pretty close to Luther Lamille.
So pretty close to where we are.
Pretty close to where you were when you at the upload center.
Oh, okay.
Luther Lamille or LL. Since you got a partial success there, it's not a very nice place for a node.
Right.
So there's probably other nodes that they're working on, but with the partial success, you found a pretty rough node, a rough area.
All right. I guess I'll go to the next office and look in there for more files.
All right.
Should do another extraction.
Yeah. So go ahead and give me another data extraction roll.
11 is not a success, but the 2 and the 5 are.
Okay. So you get to the next office. You don't find anything more to do with the node, but you do find a little more dirt on Danica. So
Nice.
you actually found old footage of Danica, video footage of Danica actually, and it shows her uncovering a Nexus, the last Nexus node, and it shows her order one of her underlings to kill the scientists that helped her locate it, to keep it a secret. And then the person it was Samir. Remember the guy that threw you off the building, that the Middle Eastern guy?
Okay.
So it was Samir who was ordered to kill these scientists to cover it up. And it's all on video footage.
All right. So I'm definitely saving that and sliding that over to my server.
But that's the only two. Yeah, you're not going to be able to get any more information on the nodes. The one that you got is the one you got. That's the downfalls of the semi-critical success. It comes with a negative too.
Yeah.
But you made another roll and you got something new, a different piece of information.
All right. Can I slide information into here?
Yeah, you could.
So
Yeah.
I'll put together a little information packet that makes it look like that the scientists that she killed had more information that could have led her to another node.
All right, give me a roll. This is going to be cognition and technical.
13 and 7. Not a success.
On neither one?
Neither one.
Okay, so unfortunately you rig something, you write something up real quick, and you look at it and you think it's good. And you plant it. But except for it wasn't written the best. So it more than likely is not going to fool anybody, but you're not sure yet. You think it's all good.
Okay. Like, sounds legit.
Okay, after that, you first start to feel the flickering of your cloak start to go away, and you look down. You now see your hands, and remember, in the Nexus, you can look however you want to look. It's like making an internet avatar. So you can, how remember we played Numenera, and when you would go into their version of the Nexus, you look the way that you think you would look, how you want to look. Same thing here. It's like the Nexus can read your thoughts and mine, and it kind of develops your image based off of how you see yourself.
Okay. I'm going to try to imagine myself as a bird. Can I do that?
You want to be a bird, an avian, like a, what do they call that? What is that called? Anthropomorphic bird or something?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And then I'm gonna try to fly out.
Well, no, you can't do that. No, you're still limited to gravity and all those. Yeah, so you're limited to the rules of the server.
Oh, okay.
Right. So if the server has some type of gravity built into it, you're still. But then there could be servers that don't have any gravity.
Yeah.
So this one does have gravity.
Okay, so I can't try to fly.
No.
Maybe I'll try to look like one of the wolf creatures.
No, you can't do that either. No, no. And if you did, it's not gonna fool them.
Okay.
They're gonna know you're not one of them.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try to be sneaky and sneak back past him.
Okay, sounds good. Give me your sneak roll.
7 and 1.
Ooh, crit.
So yeah, the 7 would be for power.
Power.
So it's a success.
Nice. All right. So you sneak past them successfully. Go ahead and give me another roll for your physical to get over that gate.
3 and 2.
Success.
Yeah.
All right. So you scurry back over the gate with no problems, and you're back at the entrance where you came in, your entrance node, and you step through.
Yes.
All right. So you materialize on the other end. And then you're back in your body. So you successfully, when you come back to Leah, she looks at you and says, "So, is it done?"
Yeah, I found the last node that they found was near where we uploaded you. Quite a little packet of information. I don't know how much good it was, but so.
You didn't botch though, so it still might do something.
Yeah. I put a little packet of information in there for them, so that they think that the scientists that they did away with knew more information that could have helped them.
She says, sounds like you did an amazing job.
Yeah.
And she says, I got another surprise for you guys.
All right.
And she says, Zane, can we take your car? Zane says, of course. She says, all right. So you guys head back down from the Warden building. You guys hop in the VS5, and she directs you guys to the substrates of the Norel district, which is you guys been to the substrates of the Norel district. That's where you guys went for the fracture. So it's a rough district. But she brings you to this kind of an abandoned building, or not abandoned building, but like an abandoned subway station. And she's kind of retrofitted it, and now it actually has a Nexus node. It's like a little base down here. You know, she's got like a couch and everything.
Like the Ninja Turtle base.
Yes, it's like the Ninja Turtle base. Yeah, she spent the last month cobbling this thing together.
Hey, this is pretty nice, Leah.
She says, "Well, I needed somewhere to stay, and when you don't know how to make money in this society, you learn pretty quick."
Yeah. You like pizza?
I love pizza.
There's this pizza place just around the corner. Let's order some pizza.
All right, you guys order some pizza. Awesome. You order some pizza. You talk a bit, and yeah. What would you like to do next? Oh no, I forgot. No, actually, you guys order the pizza. You guys start eating, and then Leah comes back with this kind of a ray. It looks like a ray gun. You know, it looks like some type of, you know, the old school like 1970s and 60s sci-fi movies with the ray guns, and at the end they have like the disc on the barrel.
Yeah.
Looks kind of like that actually. And she says,
like Marvin the Martian.
Yes, like Marvin the Martian's gun, similar to that. And she says, "This is for you. This is a cytometric bleed detector. So this will help you locate the node's precise location."
Cytometric bleed
detector. She said this will help you precisely find the location. Now, I will be honest here. You're gonna need an inscriber in order to enter this Nexus node. Are you an inscriber?
Actually, I am.
Ah, perfect.
Not a very good one, but still an inscriber.
She says you're probably better than you think.
When I roll good, I am. Well, thank you, Leah.
No problem. It's my pleasure, she says. She says, "Well, shall we get some rest?"
Yeah, sounds like a good plan.
All right. She says, "I got a few rooms in the back. I've already got some beds here. Don't mind the cockroaches."
There might be some big cockroaches.
Right? Like the rad roaches?
Right. You got cockroaches?
And Zane says, "All right, first thing tomorrow, we'll go start searching for the nodes." How's that sound?
Sounds like a good plan.
All right.
Stan.
So we'll end the session there. Just want to tell you guys thank you for listening in. I know this was a short session. This is probably the shortest session we had in a while. I'm so hungry. We haven't eaten dinner yet, so I'm gonna make us some hot wings. But yeah, I really would wanted to play a little bit more, but man, I gotta get me and my wife fed here. But thank you guys. Remember, if you want to pick up Prosperon, or if you're interested in Prosperon, you can snag a copy over at DriveThruRPG, itch.io, or at Ko-fi. We also have a dedicated webpage. Our website is called www.NoLimelight.productions.com. That's NoLimelight.productions.com. You can get a copy of the book there. Just to let you guys know, we also have a new supplement that came out maybe a month or two ago called Welcome to Arco Prime. And actually, the ERC Club, which is Echo's Reverb Chamber, that location is actually in the Welcome to Arco Prime book, which is a supplement book that gives you additional locations, additional businesses, that you can put into your game. It breaks down the company. Or not the company, but the business. It breaks them down. It tells you who the owner is, what it's like. So it gives you like a really cool description of each place. Of course, I will have my wife do some more artwork for that book. There is a little bit of art in it, but you know, we're slowly getting more art added into the books. But yeah, you can pick that up now for $2.99. It has like 18 different locations right now, and I'm still adding more to it. So it's really cheap, inexpensive. You can pick up the Prosperon actual book, why can't I think of one? The player's handbook.
Yeah.
You can actually pick up the core rule. The core rule book. You can actually pick up the core rule book now for like $6. I think it's on sale right now on drive-thru. So yeah, there's that. Also, I'll give a little plug for my friend John, who owns a company called Fiction Skateboards. He's the one that actually helped us get our website going. He helped us pay for it and get it going and build it. So I really appreciate him. Yeah, he has so I'm going to leave all this information in the description. So if you're interested in picking up some skateboard equipment, or if you're interested for your son or daughter, niece or nephew, or yourself even, you can go over to his website and grab yourself some skateboard stuff. Also, he has a shop that's located outside of Kenosha, Wisconsin. If you're in that area, stop on by. He just got a new shop and a bunch of new stuff, and it's really awesome. You have anything to say, babe?
I've been a little bit lax on getting artwork done, but I will get back on it, and we will have more artwork for the book and the supplements before you know it.
All right, you heard it. Also, check out my wife's art for Prosperon. She has some stuff over at Redbubble and Spoonflower. I'll make sure that those links are also in the description below. So once again, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you all, and you have a great evening.